It's news time. Information is power. The current, the news headline. Governor Ortom. Bad governance. Governor Ortom message to agitators in Nigeria. The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, has counseled Nigerians who are agitating against perceived injustice brought by bad governance to be peaceful and not violent in their agitations. The governor spoke on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021 at the Benue's People House, Makurdi, while receiving an award from the West Africa Student Union, WASU, led by their president, Comrade Pilar Romance, and his delegation. He emphasized that peaceful protests, which guarantee the protection of Nigeria's institutions, could yield meaningful results, stressing that he would always support only peaceful agitations. According to the governor, in spite of agitations, unity and cohesion were necessary ingredients to keep the country together, stressing that greater results would be yielded with an indivisible Nigeria. Governor Ortom hereby pledged his administration's commitment to evolving programs and policies that will guarantee the future of youth, pointing out that in the next few weeks, a definite position will be taken on deliberations from the last youth summit held in the state. Governor Ortom of Benue State, however, condemned the attacks and destruction of public infrastructure, which he said does not make good case for freedom fighters. He noted that the federal government has abandoned the principle of federal character, stating that the Southeast deserves equal share of infrastructure and development as other regions in the country. Ortom further accused the federal government of adopting intimidation approach on those who are marginalized and traumatized, but said that him, Samuel Ortom, will not keep quiet in the face of injustice. He urged President Muhammadu Buhari to urgently convene a Southeast stakeholders meeting devoid of party affiliation to discuss the challenges facing the region, which he said gave rise to youth restiveness and violence being witnessed in the zone. Ortom made a statement while delivering a keynote address at a day lecture organized by Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, FCRN Enugu Chapel, with the theme Emerging Security Situation in the Southeast, the place of good governance, held at Sam Nwaneri Event Center, FRCN Enugu, on a Thursday. He charged the federal government to proscribe all militant Fulani groups as they did in the case of indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob. Ortom said that eastern Nigeria, like other parts of the country, deserves equal attention with the provision of critical infrastructure and development projects as well as allocation of resources and key appointments at the federal level. The menace of insecurity in the east and other parts of the country can only be successfully addressed when all set aside sentiments and confront the monster. He therefore urged the federal, state, and local governments, traditional rulers, religious groups, civil society organizations, youth, and all other stakeholders to support security agencies to perform better. Security is everyone's business, he said. Governments at all levels should take aggressive steps to address the problem of youth unemployment. There must be concerted efforts at job creation and youth empowerment using the private sector to provide employment to young Nigerians. This is one sure way to reducing youth restiveness. The federal government should urgently put in place enabling environment for the private sector to thrive in order to prevent more industries from folding up. The government policies ought to be friendly to boost private sector participation. The federal government should, as a matter of honesty and urgency, respect the federal character principle to end marginalization and injustice in form of appointments and development projects. The federal government should also implement the National Livestock Transformation Plan that was adopted by the National Economic Council (NEC), and this will not only protect farming communities from attacks and herdsmen from cattle rustling, but also lead to environmental protection, security of lives and property, as well as guarantee food security. Indeed, ranching will also boost livestock production. As I have been saying, the federal government should publicly condemn the atrocities perpetrated by armed herdsmen, as well as arrest and prosecute the leadership of Bêãt Allah Kautahor, Fulani Nationality Movement, FUNAM, and other armed herder groups who have consistently admitted to the wanton killings and destruction of communities across the country. The federal government should proscribe all militant Fulani groups, as was done in the case of the Independent People of Biafra Ipob, given that the Global Terrorism Index rank had actually ranked Fulani militia as the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the whole world. Therefore, the federal government needs to still proscribe these militant groups. The federal government should urgently convene a national dialogue of all ethnic nationalities to address the concerns being expressed by Nigerians. The presidency should urgently hold a meeting of stakeholders of the entire eastern Nigeria, devoid of party affiliation, probably here in Enugu, to discuss the challenges facing the people, which have given rise to youth restiveness and violence being witnessed across the region. The federal government should listen to patriotic calls from Nigerians and address worsening insecurities, injustice, marginalization, poverty, hunger, unemployment, and inflation to be able to end agitation across the country. It says that it must therefore appeal to youth and eastern region to uphold peace and non-violence approach in their agitation, saying that he believes that non-violence model is a better option as it has worked in other parts of the world. He equally appealed to the youth to cease further destruction of federal government structures in the region. Remember that the property that you are destroying is your own property. They have already made a genuine case for restructuring, among other meaningful demands, and their voices have been heard loud and clear across the country and beyond. Let me conclude by once again appreciating the National Union of Journalists, Radio Nigeria Enugu, for this honor. I am grateful that you found me worthy of your award, and I also congratulate other awardees on this occasion. All hands must therefore be on deck, irrespective of political, ethnic, religious, and cultural differences, to ensure resuscitation of the country. And these were the words of Governor Samuel Ortom, talking about the government's needing to take responsibilities and stop intimidating those who are feeling distasteful to the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, and telling them the truth, saying that there is need to proscribe all Fulani militia group has been also listed among the top terrorists in the world, and therefore the federal government needs to face them and proscribe them and leave those that are agitating for good governance alone, and also imploring those that are agitating for good governance to do that in good character and not destroy the properties of the government, because it is also their own property that they are destroying. Thanks for listening.